Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm going to do my June 2020 TBR. So I was contemplating not doing a TBR for this month because I figured, oh, I'm just going to mood read or just pick up what I want. And then I realized I still was structuring in my mind a TBR. So I'm just going to do a TBR. I did watch Shannon Riddler's talk about TBRs and how hers have worked over the years and stuff, so I will link that down below. She just posted that yesterday, and this is very interesting. It's an interesting way of looking at TBRs because I definitely have been one of those people who would put more books. I always put more books than I think I'll get to in a month, but I've reduced those numbers and I still don't make a good percentage. Because she was talking about hitting her, you know, she'd put like 20 books on her TBR but read 10 of those things and many other things. So she was only getting about 50%. And I am like the same, but like with 5 or 6 books. So with that 50%. It's just the way I read. I am very much a mood reader, and I do love hearing about people doing read-alongs and stuff, and I'm finding that, you know, sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that book at that time. So mostly it's just I have a book I want to read, but I keep putting other things in front of it. So anyway, so I'm going to show 4 books that are possibilities. One of them is a for sure, one is a read-along that's happening this month, and then the other 3, and then kind of a caveat for some other ones that are in the wings, as in stuff I could maybe read. So the one and the only book that I know for sure I'm going to read in June is Alpha Night by Nalini Singh. This is book 19 in the Side Changeling series, or book, is it book 4? Yeah, book 4 in the Changeling Trinity, so the 2nd season of this series. Again, it's my favorite urban fantasy paranormal romance series. I reread these all the time. I look forward to the one book a year we get of this. Anyway, so the book comes out on the 9th, I believe. I think that's right. So I'm getting it, I get an e-copy when because it comes out in hardback first, and I don't buy hardbacks. I know that sounds weird, but because I reread them so much, I'd rather pay the money to get the ebook and then buy a paperback version later. So then I have both an ebook and a paperback, and I would say about 5 of them I have also audiobooks. So it's definitely a series I love. I'm looking forward to this. This has to do with well, I don't remember their names right off the top of my head. I know where they are. It's going to be set in, I think, well, at least starts in Moscow. So it'll be interesting because it'll be the wolves and an Arrow, who's not, I don't know what he's done, but he has a dark past, but they all do. That's just how these books go. I just love these books. They are my favorite, just overarching arc of the whole series, as well as individual books about the couples of that we meet. So this, again, I will read this probably the night it drops. It'll drop probably at 9 o'clock on the 8th, and I will probably start reading regardless of what else I'm reading at the time, unless I'm really close to the end of a book, and then we'll see. But it'll be really close. That week I will definitely read that book. So the rest of these things are, again, up in the air. That is the only for sure book I will read. I also might read I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. There's a read-along going on June 14th to the 20th. I know Tia all the books, and Rainey Day Reads, and Literary Labors, and I swear there's one other person that I don't know. So, but I'll have one of our announcement videos linked down below. So they're going to read this over that week. You know, they have it, I think they're going to have it split up for how many a day. But if I read this, it'll just be straight. But I don't know. I don't know a lot about this. I know this is, I would consider it a modern classic. It was 1949, looks like. And it has to do with a young woman and her family are going through some very hard times, I think. And then another family moves in nearby or something. But she's recording her life. So I don't know. This is kind of one of those books that I wish I had read when I was younger, but I don't know. We'll see. So this might work. It might not work for me. But I bought a copy, I think last year. So I'm going to give it a shot. Anyway, but it's on the list of trying. I don't know if I'll read it with the read-along group. But I'm going to try the book. Anyway, and then, so then this is where it's all open. But I really would like to read my 5-star predictions. I made predictions back in December, I believe, of 5 books that I think would be 5 stars. I've only read one of them. I read Wolf Hall, which in January, because I was doing the Cromwell-a-thon. And yes, I'm still working on The Mirror and the Light. Anyway, so I would like to hit at least 2 or 3 of the other ones. I have 4 altogether. One of them is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, which is one of the oldest books on my TBR. I would like to hit that, but I just don't know if I feel like that this month. But I'm really leaning towards Behind the Throne by KB Wagers, which is a sci-fi, and I don't know a whole lot except that she is somehow royalty or something, and then she went off and did her own thing and became a gun runner, and now she has to go back and help save the kingdom, or save the empire or something. I don't know. I just hear the series is really great, and I want to get started on that. I also have Heartstone by L. Catherine White, which is a Pride and Prejudice retelling with dragons, and that's about all I know. So I hear these are really good. I think it's a trilogy now. I know this one is like 3, I think there's 2 sets of trilogies. And then this is, so these are all series. I have to tell you, this is what I'm pointing. I would like to get to do some of my series. I know I'm starting series. I should be finishing some, but that'll be another month. Let's do the starting on my 5-star predictions. So this one, if I don't get to it in June, I will definitely get it to July because of Jane Austen July, because it'll be a retelling of Jane Austen. So this might wait till July, but I thought I'd just put it out because I could be in the mood for that. And then the other one is Blackwing, the first book in the Raven Mark by Ed McDonald. I don't know a whole lot about this. I just remember when it came out, I wanted it. And then I've had it on my shelf for like 2 years, and I'm like, why? So it's a apocalyptic world. Is called with the Misery, and has you know, has this horrible area, and this one guy has to go and get this woman. I don't remember what she was. That he's a bounty hunter, and he has to go get a noble woman because of something. I'm guessing she did something. I don't actually remember anymore. But this is a trilogy as well. Finished, I can totally pick up. All these are all series that I could pick up and then just binge. But I have only the first books of all these. These are actually some of the good series where I haven't done that. So, but those are the 3, you know, kind of possibilities. And then, as I said, I still have all the oldest books on my TBR as well. Some of them I have done a chapter on, and like Kafka on the Shore, I would like to try. And what was the other one I was thinking this month? Oh, you know what? That's why I kept looking at here. This is in the background. So I also want to continue with the Black Jewels trilogy. So I want to read Heir to the Shadows. I would like to read that as well this month. So it depends if I get too much fantasy, if I do this way, if I go this way and try to read these, or, because this is, has all the first 3 books. It has Queen of the Darkness as well, which is the 3rd book. So I could either go and binge this, or I could do my 5-star predictions. So I'm not sure. That's why I kept looking up here. I'm like, I swear there's a book I was going to pull down. What is this one? Anyway. And this is a fantasy, very dark fantasy series, and it follows women with magic and how they're in power, and then the men that are in power, and the differences in that, and how they interact, and how brutal everybody is to everybody else who's in power. It's horrible. But I want to read more of it and see what happens. So those are kind of the books I think I'm going to read. As I said, I'm not positive. All I know for sure is Alpha Knight's going to get read. Everything else is who knows what I'll feel like. And I could pick up something completely different. I mean, again, I have one modern classic here. I don't have any other classics, but I don't know. I might just not have to read one. I might not read one this month. I don't have any translated works either. Oh, I didn't realize that either. So I might have to pull something from the shelf, but we'll see. Other than that, that is what I think I'm reading. We'll see what happens. As I said, my percentages are pretty bad. Anyway, so what are you reading this month? Or into June? What are you looking forward to reading? Are you doing any cool readathons? As I said, I'm trying to back off on not doing too many. I might do a read along. We'll see. But mostly, I'm trying to read the books that I own that are here, and trying not to buy more books, which isn't working. I still buy books, even when I'm not reading that fast or that much. Anyway, so let me know what you're gonna read in June, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.